Welcome back to another Pokemon Slab Sunday, where once a month we go through a ton of graded cards just so we can get a feel for the market. And today we got a bunch of cards that are going up in price, and we also got a bunch of cards that are going down in price. And we are going to do a little giveaway also. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like, and then I want you to comment your favorite psychic Pokemon in honor of us doing Gengar last Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where we checked the best Gengar, Haunter, and Ghastly cards in Pokemon history. We're even giving away Sabrina's Ghastly. And then we got a reverse holo Pelipper from Crystal Guardians. Got the Kingambit promo, Gardevoir Rainbow VMAX, and an Altaria Galarian Gallery card. A couple nice cards. And we do have to announce the winner from last Sunday's giveaway, and that is at NedBW5TT. So just shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. We'll get those cards sent out to you. But before we get started, we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Metatcg. If you guys have a bunch of bulk laying around, which you probably do, and you guys want to trade it in for some awesome cards or cash, Metatcg is perfect. I did all the research, and I found it's the best possible site for this. I reached out to them, and look at that. They got a Dragonite V alternate art. They got the new gold Mega Gardevoir you guys could get. Or like I said, you can get cash. And it's Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh! The cards do have to be near mint, but it is so easy to sell your cards to them. You just fill out the Pokemon bulk submission, tell them exactly how many you have. They even have a video showing you how to package everything. It is just so smooth. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And also, today's Slab Sunday, you can now get $25 off your first PSA submission if you click my link in the description and then use the code BEARD25 at checkout right here where it says add promotion code. Basically getting a free graded card. So definitely check that out also. All right, we are starting off with the new Mega Evolution set. We got the Gold Mega Gardevoir in a 10 at 2,250, Mega Venusaur in a 10 at 730, Acerola's Mischief at 229, Mega Latias at 920, the Gold Mega Lucario at 2,725, Mega Kangaskhan at 730, another Gold Lucario at 2,775, Latias at 1,000, Venusaur at 741, Venusaur at 830, here we got the Bulbasaur, just a regular illustration rare at 275. Here we got the Mega Lucario SIR at 1,246. Another Bulbasaur at 330. Mega Lucario SIR at 1,125. 1,225. Just looking for anything different. We got the Marshadow here at 620. And the Mega Gardevoir EX SIR at $1,525. But again, you know, these just came out. A lot of these cards are going to drop a ton still. All right, let's get into it. So for today's order, the first half is going to be cards that are going down in price. Then we have some cards that are kind of leveled out. And then the last half will be cards that are going up in price. So we got the Pikachu with Gray Felt Hat. This got up to $2,400. Now last sold $1,695, $1,875, $2,000, $1,325. Now that $1,325 sale is kind of weird. There was some super cheap eBay sales. I think there was like a glitch in the system or something where people were able to get cards at like half price or something crazy. I'm not sure. But yeah, we had a bunch of super weird low sales for a ton of graded cards. And don't forget, this is the most graded card in Pokemon history. Next, we have the red Victini from White Flare. This was at $2,600 when it first came out in a 10. Now last sold $1,025, $1,150, $1,100. We got 9s at $460 and $400. Next, we have the other red Victini from Black Bolt. It's so weird how we have two of the same cards, two different sets, different numbers. This was at $2,700. Now last sold $1,115, $1,150, $1,300, $1,226. Next, we have the white Reshiram EX. So this card's kind of leveling out now. It was at $1,824. Now last sold $956, $905. $998, $974. I do think these cards will drop even more if the market cools off a little bit. I feel like these will be some of the first cards to kind of drop a bit. Then we got the black Zekrom EX. Same thing, you know, it was at $2,000 when it first came out. Now last sold $1,200, $1,225, $1,275, and $1,300. Next, we have the Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames. Got up to $760 in a 10. Now last sold $625, $700, and $665. And the thing about this card is it's kind of tough to grade. There's 11,144 in a 10, and there's 22,574 in a 9, and there's 8,058 in an 8. So one of the tougher special illustration rares to grade. Next, we have the Shining Magikarp. I kind of went all over the place for order too, my bad. I try to normally keep it in order with like Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, but since I did it with the cards going down in price, leveling out, and going up, it's all over. So we got the Shiny Magikarp was at $250, now that's sold $199, $199, $200. And this card has a pop of $6,800 in a 10 and $2,700 in a 9. Next, we have the Gold Star Umbreon from Celebrations. Got up to $470, now that's sold $385, $399, and $449, $439, $400. We got a PSA 9 at $105, $103. And this card has $12,000 in a 10 and $7,400 in a 9. Next, we have the Pokemon Center Snorlax. This got up to $1,700. Now that's sold $1,525, $1,430. And there's a $600 sale. That could also be the other Snorlax too. But yeah, definitely dropping a little bit. Next, we got the Charmander Pokemon Center promo with the high of $3,795. Now that's sold $3,049, $29.99. Next, we have the Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith, just starting to come down in price. Got up to $535. Now that's sold $510, $450, $510. We got a 9 at $219. Next, we have the Mew from Crown Zenith. This card is non-textured. Pretty tough to grade. $5,900 in the 10 and $9,000 in the 9. Got up to $380. Now last sold $299, $345, $335, and $360. Next, we have a couple tag teams. We got the Reshiram and Zekrom tag team from Cosmic Eclipse. Got up to $2,600 in a 10. Now last sold $1,836, $1,775, $1,747, $2,000 before that. Only $936 in a 10 and $1,200 in a 9. Next, we have the Blastoise and Piplup tag team alternate art. Got up to $1,700 in a 10. Now last sold $1,300, $1,325, $1,375. Next, we have the Latias and Latios tag team. The Lovebirds card, even though they're not birds, was at $11,000 in a 10. Now last sold $8,600. And before that, $9,450, $8,200, $8,900. And we got a 9 at $3,300 and another 9 at $3,600. Next, we have the Magikarp illustration rare. It just kind of keeps going up and down, up and down. Got up to $2,400 in a 10. Now last sold $2,075, $2,250. And we got one at $2,200. And then we got a 9 at $390 and $400. Next, we have the Team Rockets Mewtwo, just starting to come down in price a little bit. Was at about $2,000. Now last sold $1,850, $1,700, $1,725. And we got a 9 at $617. Next, we have the Charizard EX from Paldean Fates. Was at $880. Now last sold $790, $904, $800, $900, $850, $770. So just starting to come down. Next, we have the Charizard EX from 151. Last sold for this. See, we got a $685 sale. That's crazy. Because before that was at $1,741, $1,377, $1,495, $1,275, $1,266, $1,499. Then we got the Blastoise EX, got up to about $500 almost. Now last sold $427, $415, $445, $449. Next, we have the Zapdos EX. Their charts all look the same. Got up to about $485. Now last sold $425. See right here, $250, $250. That's what he cut in half, which is crazy. And then before that, a $435, $405. But yeah, I think there was like a glitch in the system or something, and everybody got a bunch of cards at half price or something. I don't know. Next, the Venusaur EX from 151. Last sold $423, $450, $424, $347. Next, we got the Bubble Mew EX. This is at $2,000 in a PSA 10. Now last sold $1,920, $1,900. See, a sale at $775. Another one at $948. And then it goes back to $1,900, $1,878, and $2,100. Next, we have the Greninja EX. Still doing pretty good. Last sold $1,125, $1,400, $1,100, $1,220. Nice gradual climb. Next, the Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks. Still kind of going up. Last sold in a 10 is $1,152. And before that at $1,325, $1,350. We got a 9 at $350 and $325. Next, we have the Ethan's Ho-Oh. Doing pretty good. Was at $450 in September. Now last sold $755, $725, $850, $800. It's crazy, basically just doubling in 1 month almost. Next, the Squirtle from Stellar Crown, doing work. Last sold 360, 350, 349. And we got a 9 at 72, 88, and 69. Ton of these graded, 11,647 in a 10 and 14,443 in a 9. Next, we have the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown. Last sold in a 10, 325, 325, and 335. Next, the Gardevoir EX from Paldean Fates. Last sold in a 10, 450, 455, and this was $300 in August. Next, we have the Charmander from 151. A lot of the illustration rares are doing pretty good. Last sold 416, 415, 419, 410, and it was, $300 in August. Next, we have the Pikachu from 151. Last sold 380, 399, 318. We got a PSA 9 at 48, 48, 52. Another 10 at 370. Next, we have the Umbreon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. Now, Prismatic, it was dropping literally every single week, and now almost every single card is going back up in price. Prismatic and Evolving Skies are both doing super good right now, which we're going to be checking Evolving Skies here in a second. The Umbreon was at 2,600 in August. Now last sold 45, 43, 41, 45. Next, we have the Sylveon EX going up in price also. Last sold 1,850, 1,580, 1,700, 1,575, 1,850. Next, the Espeon EX. Last sold 1,100, 1,100, 1,200, 950. Next, we have the Vaporeon EX also going up still. Last sold 1,200 and 1,100 before that and 1,300 before that. Next, the Lugia V still doing really good. Just nice, slow, steady climb up. Last sold 1,175, 1,289, 1,350, 1,138, 1,156. Next, the Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery from Silver Tempest. Last sold in a 10, 467, 456, 432, 400. This is the most expensive Trainer Gallery card now. Next, the Giratina V. Chart's looking good. Last sold 2,328, 2,300, 2,400, 2,690. And we got a 9 at 725 and 610. Next, the Aerodactyl V. Finally getting some love. Last sold in a 10, 516, 530, 395, 650, 499, and in a 9, 175 and 180. And raw, it's also getting more expensive. Next, we have the Umbreon VMAX Trainer Gallery card. Last sold in a 10, 295, 265, 299. I remember when we were buying these for like $60 in a PSA 10 last year, all day long. All the Trainer Gallery cards were literally like $30 to $80 in a 10. Next, the Gengar VMAX. Last sold in a 10, 2,100, 2,250, 2,250, 2,100, 2,100. Bunch of 9s at 900. All right, next, we have the Espeon VMAX from Fusion Strike. Last sold in a 10, 997, 720, 759, 850, 860. And then we got a bunch of 9s at $300. Next, we have the Charizard from Celebrations. Last sold 420, 450, 470. And this card was also pretty cheap too. It was a $200 card for the longest time. And I have a feeling it will still get even higher once we actually get to the 30th. There's a ton of them though. 29,000 in a 10 and 15,000 in a 9. Next, we have the Umbreon VMAX. We're going to be checking a bunch of Evolving Skies cards right now. Last sold for this, 4,000, 4,100, 3,800, 2,900. And if we check the 1 year, or we can check the all-time actually, this is the most expensive this card has ever been by far. I mean, let's see, let's go back to like a year ago. I mean, in January it was 2,700. That's when it had the last spike. Got up to 2,933, I think is the high. And yeah, now it's absolutely destroyed that. So next we have the Rayquaza VMAX. Last sold in a 10, 1,650, 1975, 1925, 1,700. Next, the Umbreon V. This card's just going crazy. Last sold in a 10, 1,250, 1,125. And we got a PSA 9 at 470, 300, and 485. We even got a 9 at $595. But yeah, this card is getting very expensive raw too. It's one of the most expensive alternate art cards now. Next, the Dragonite V alternate art. Last sold in a 10, 1349, 1100, 1400, 1125. This card deserves it. I absolutely love this card. And in a 9, we got one at 499 and 415. Next, the Sylveon VMAX from Evolving. Last sold in a 10, 760, 730, 749. Honestly, not that expensive in a PSA 10 for how expensive it is raw, at about $300 to $400. Next, the Leafeon VMAX. Last sold in a 10, 644, 660. Same with the Leafeon. 650, 620. We got a 9 at 420. And most of the raw sales between 350 and 400. Next, the Glaceon VMAX. Last sold in a 10, 619, 700, 575, 595. And we got a 9 at 243. Next, the Rayquaza V alternate art. Last sold in a 10, 964, 800, 830. And we got a 9 at 330 and 370. All right, next we have the Espeon V from Evolving Skies. Going back up, last sold 482, 489, 528, 490. And we got a 9 at 190 and another one at 175. Next, the Sylveon V alternate art. Last sold in a 10, 280, 361, 365, 370. And a 9 at 142 and 139. Next, the Leafeon V alternate art. Last sold in a 10, 310, 320, 300, 283. And then we got a 9 at 151 and 165. Next, the Glaceon V alternate art. Last sold in a 10, 425, 350, 365, 499. Here's that one weird low sale at 261. And then PSA 9 at 125 and 120. Next, we have the Noivern V catching up to some of the evolutions. Last sold 289, 300, 350, 275. It's pretty good. It's a sick card, honestly. Not a ton of them graded either. It's just not nearly as popular. Next, the Blaziken VMAX alternate art from Chilling Rain. Last sold in a 10, 1185, 950. And then we got a PSA 9 at 400 and 427. Next, we have the Sleepy T-Tar from Battle Styles. Last sold in a 10, 809, 798, 650, 875. PSA 9 at 275. Next, the Charizard V from Champion's Path. Last sold in a 10, 599, 549, 521. And we got a 9 at 269. Next, we have the Greninja Gold Star. It's got up to 745, then down to 500, and now last sold in a 10 is $810, and before that at 940. I just feel like a lot of newer people don't understand the significance of a Gold Star card. So I see a lot of people, wondering why this card's so expensive. It's also super tough to grade. There's 2,300 in the 10 and 12,680 in a 9. There's 8,500 in the 8. And there's 1,620 in the 7. So, I mean, there's almost more 7s than there is 10s. Plus, it's a Gold Star and it's Greninja. If you guys did not know, Gold Star cards are shiny cards. So, it's a sick card. Next, the Charizard V-Star promo. The other two Charizard cards are kind of leveling out. But this one's still doing good. Last sold 950, 985. We had a PSA 9 at 89, 94, 120, 110. And it makes sense. I mean, it has Mewtwo in the card, and it goes with the other Mewtwo card from Crown Zenith. So, totally set up. Next, the Gengar and Mimikyu GX Tag Team. This is the non-textured one. Last sold 1,510, 1,425, 1,449. Now, in a 10, there's 1,729 and 1,895 in a 9. Super cool card. I actually like this art 100 times more than the actual textured one. And that one's worth a crazy amount. I just think the background is too dark on the other one, and it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Next, we have the non-textured Mewtwo and Mew GX Tag Team. Last sold in a 10, 615, 525, 550. We got a 9 at 175, and another one at 150, 129. This card used to be ridiculously cheap. If we go back and check, I mean, this card was a $10, $15 card. Got down to like $60 in a PSA 10. Next, we are on 130 point, checking out a couple of the new recent sales for the new Charizard card from Inferno X. So we have a sale at $3,500, and we have another sale at $2,100. And then we have the gold Charizard at 2200, but it doesn't show it pictured in a 10. But that's all we got so far. Next, we are hopping to eBay, checking on some Beckett Black Label sales. So we got that McDonald's Pikachu sold for $7,000. I think the first sale in a Beckett Black Label 10 is $21K. Now, I genuinely feel like a lot of people with these Black Labels are kind of just selling it themselves and then kind of buying it themselves just so they can get that crazy price, because I think anybody paying 20 grand for this card when there's going to be a ton of Black Labels is just crazy in my mind. Then we also got the Clefairy from Dream League from 2019 at 2,800. We got the Gengar Pikachu in a Black Label at $10,000. Now, I set these all to auctions because with the auction, you actually see what they sell for, and you know people are bidding on it. So we got the Japanese Umbreon EX from Terrestrial Festival in a Black Label at $4,475. We got one of the old silver poker set cards of Raikou at 1,000. It's a cool card. Here we go. The Charizard SAR from Inferno X just sold for $15,300 in a Black Label. 72 bids. That's crazy. Oh wow, the Palmet AR only sold for $111 in a Black Label. I feel like I would have bought that. Got the Eevee V card. This is from the Korokoro starter deck, $645. Got the Japanese Roaring Moon at $123, but that's a CGC Pristine 10. I don't know how they snuck those in here. Japanese Slowpoke at $610. We are going to be checking the English Black Labels next. Here we got the Chinese Sylveon, $1,575. Japanese Reshiram SAR at $3,730. That's kind of a crazy price. Umbreon at $4,150. We got the Pikachu from the Scarlet and Violet era. This is our Paldea Evolve promo. $1,247 in a 10. We got the Cloth at $391. Gengar and Pikachu again at $11,388. Wow. This is the Chinese exclusive Mew, where there's only 1,050 of them in the world. Just sold for $122,322 in a Black Label 10. That's insane. And to end it off, we have the English Black Labels. So we got the Charizard GX from Hidden Fates at $5,500. The Magikarp and Wailord in a Beckett Black Label 10 at $9,500. Got the Charizard V Champions Path promo, the one that's got the pink background, at $1,258. Mewtwo V-Star at $4,150. Charizard V-Max from Shining Fates at $3K. The Charizard V-Max from Darkness Ablaze at $1,400. Let's see, anything different? And we got the Sylveon GX from Hidden Fates at $3,760. The Rayquaza VMAX Trainer Gallery at $3,550. Ooh, we got a big sale here. Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team promo, the one where Mewtwo's annoyed at Mew, sold for $13,600. That was September 21st. We got the Reshiram and Zekrom Rainbow Tag Team at $2,550. The Rainbow Mewtwo V-Star at $600. Then we'll check a couple more, see if we got anything crazy. Bunch of the Mewtwo V-Stars. I've actually noticed there's a decent amount of Crown Zenith cards that are getting Black Labels. We got multiple Mewtwo's on here, 39, 33. We got the Giratina V-Star here at 5,800. See if we got any more Crown Zenith cards. We got the Milotic. This is at the end of August at 36.16. The Rapid Strike Urshifu at 1,176. That was in August. Rayquaza VMAX, also in August at 8,750. We got another Mewtwo V-Star. Look, we got a Leafeon V-Star. We got the Secret Rare Pikachu. So there is a ton of Crown Zenith cards that are getting a 10. We got the Entei here at 1,800. So Leafeon at 1,800. The Secret Rare Pikachu at 2,500. Again, these are in August. We don't get a ton of English Black Label sales, but decent amount from Crown Zenith. That's kind of crazy. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Slab Sunday. If you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. You got to leave a like, and then remember to comment your favorite Psychic Pokemon down below to be entered into that giveaway. And also remember, if you guys are going to do your first submission through PSA, to use my link in the description, and then use the code BEARD25 at checkout, and you receive $25 off your first submission. And I'm also going to be dropping my first merch very soon, probably in the next week or two. I'll let you guys know ASAP. And then if you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Falling Friday, which was a good one, we finally have some stuff going down in price, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.